Putin shocks Trump. Russia sends weapons and Ukrainian grain to Houthis in Yemen. The United States retaliates. If you support this video, leave a like and share your opinion in the comments. The geopolitical chessboard is shifting once again, and this time, the focus is on the Middle East, where a new and dangerous alliance is emerging. Russian President Vladimir Putin has allegedly extended his hand to the Houthis in Yemen, supplying them with weapons and Ukrainian grain. This move has sent shockwaves through Washington, infuriating former U.S. President Donald Trump, who has long called for a stronger stance against America's adversaries. The question now is, what does this mean for the balance of power in the region, and how will the United States respond? Russia and the Houthis, a new strategic alliance? For years, the Houthis have been a major force in the Yemeni civil war, backed primarily by Iran and engaged in a relentless battle against Saudi-led forces. Their attacks on Saudi Arabia and Red Sea shipping routes have made them a persistent thorn in the side of the West. But now, with alleged support from Russia, the Houthis could be gaining even more power. According to intelligence sources, Moscow has been secretly supplying the Houthis with advanced weaponry and even shipments of Ukrainian grain that Russia seized during the ongoing war in Ukraine. This suggests a deeper alliance between Russia and the Iranian-backed Houthis, a move that could change the dynamics of power in the Middle East. Putin's interest in Yemen is not surprising. Russia has long sought to expand its influence in the region, challenging American dominance. By aiding the Houthis, Moscow is not only strengthening an enemy of the West, but also establishing a stronger foothold near one of the world's most strategic shipping routes, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The U.S. strikes back. Trump's fury and Biden's response. The revelation of Russian aid to the Houthis has drawn fierce reactions from Washington. Trump, who has always taken a hardline stance against Iran and its allies, has blasted this development as a direct threat to American interests. He has called for immediate retaliation and has accused the Biden administration of failing to prevent Russian expansionism. Meanwhile, the current U.S. administration has responded with increased military operations in the region. Reports indicate that American forces have launched airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen, aiming to weaken their capabilities before they can fully utilize Russian weaponry. The Pentagon has also reinforced naval patrols in the Red Sea to counter potential threats to international shipping. However, this response may not be enough. The growing Russian-Houthi partnership signals a new phase in the conflict that will require more than just military action. The Biden administration now faces a complex diplomatic challenge: how to counter Russia's influence in the Middle East without escalating the situation into a larger conflict. The broader implications: a shift in global power. Russia's involvement with the Houthis is more than just a regional issue. It is a clear signal that Putin is willing to challenge the U.S. on multiple fronts. This move comes at a time when U.S.-Russia relations are already at their lowest point since the Cold War, with the Ukraine conflict still raging on and economic sanctions against Moscow tightening. If the Houthis receive consistent support from Russia, they could become an even greater threat to U.S. allies in the region, particularly Saudi Arabia and Israel. This could further destabilize an already volatile region and lead to a prolonged conflict with severe consequences for global oil markets and economic stability. Moreover, Russia's alleged shipment of Ukrainian grain to the Houthis adds another layer of complexity. By redistributing stolen Ukrainian resources, Moscow is not only funding its own war efforts, but also gaining leverage over regional actors who depend on food imports. This move is seen as an attempt to win diplomatic support in the Middle East while continuing its defiance of Western sanctions. What's next? The world watches closely. As tensions continue to rise, the world is closely watching how the United States will respond. Will Washington ramp up military action against the Houthis? Will it impose new sanctions on Russia? Or will it seek a diplomatic resolution to prevent further escalation? One thing is certain: the Russia-Houthi connection is a game-changer in Middle Eastern politics. It signals a broader shift in global alliances, where traditional power dynamics are being challenged by emerging partnerships. The coming weeks and months will be crucial in determining whether this alliance solidifies into a long-term geopolitical threat, or if U.S. retaliation will successfully dismantle Russia's growing influence in the region. Final thoughts: a dangerous new era. The world has entered a new and dangerous era where no conflict exists in isolation. From Ukraine to Yemen, global powers are now playing a much more interconnected game, and every move has ripple effects across continents. If this situation escalates, the implications could be severe, not just for Yemen, but for the entire Middle East, and potentially even for U.S. domestic politics as the presidential race heats up. So what do you think? Is Russia making a smart geopolitical move, or is this a reckless provocation that could lead to more war? How should the U.S. respond to this growing threat? Leave a like if you support this video, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Russia has recently extended its support to Cuba, sending essential supplies and military aid. This move is seen as a strategic effort to strengthen ties between the two nations amidst growing global tensions. The aid package includes food, medical supplies, and military equipment, aimed at bolstering Cuba's resilience against economic sanctions and external pressures. Experts believe this alliance could shift the balance of power in the region, with potential implications for international relations and geopolitical stability. As the U.S. keeps a close eye on this development, the world watches closely as this new chapter in Russia-Cuba relations unfolds. This could be a game changer, not just for Cuba, but for the entire Western Hemisphere. How will the U.S. and its allies respond? Will this lead to a new Cold War-like scenario, or is it a move towards a multipolar world order? Only time will tell. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this evolving geopolitical landscape. In this chapter, we delve into the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, examining the pivotal role played by Vladimir Putin. We will explore the historical context, the key events that have shaped the war, and the international response. Additionally, we will analyze Putin's strategies and objectives, as well as the impact of the conflict on global geopolitics. Stay tuned as we uncover the complexities and ramifications of this significant geopolitical struggle. The roots of the Russia-Ukraine conflict trace back to centuries of intertwined histories, but the modern flashpoint ignited in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea by Russia. This bold move by Vladimir Putin marked a dramatic escalation, leading to widespread condemnation and a series of sanctions from Western nations. The world watched as eastern Ukraine became a battleground, with pro-Russian separatists clashing against Ukrainian forces. As we fast forward to today, the conflict remains unresolved, with both sides suffering significant losses. Putin's strategic maneuvers have not only challenged Ukraine's sovereignty, but have also tested the resolve of international alliances, including NATO and the European Union. The global response has been multifaceted, encompassing diplomatic efforts, economic sanctions, and military support for Ukraine. But what drives Putin's relentless pursuit in Ukraine? Is it a quest for regional dominance, a bid to restore Soviet-era influence, or a strategic move to counter Western encroachment? Understanding his objectives is crucial to deciphering the broader implications of this conflict. The ramifications of the Russia-Ukraine war extend far beyond the borders of these two nations. It has reshaped global geopolitics, influencing energy markets, military strategies, and international relations. As the world grapples with this ongoing crisis, one thing is clear: the stakes are high, and the outcome will reverberate across the globe. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the layers of this geopolitical chess game. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and updates on this and other critical global issues.